All right, friends, welcome back to Multithon 2025, running in support of Blue Path Service Dogs. My name is Tea Tree, and as we get to the end of things here, what does one do at the end of a taxing endeavor but enjoy a well-earned retirement? And with us here, we have two retirement specialists, is what I've been told. I've been given no further details on that or anything else that I've been told to expect for this upcoming run of Rusty's retirement, but I trust Quacksilver and the Valiant Son to show us an amazing time. My friends, let's do it.
Hello, gamers. I'm ready to make some mistakes with you. This is Rusty's Retirement. It's an idle game whose entire gimmick is that it sits on the bottom third or so of your screen. As such, I have prepared some additional content to carry us through the duration of this run. I am joined by the Valiant Son.
Hello, gamers. I'm here once again.
And before we kick off, there will be so much time to talk about every detail of this run to an excruciating extent once we actually get started. However, there was a bid war between which of the 6 maps I am going to be playing on today. Which map won, T-Tree?
Okay, we did get choices that ended up over that $100 mark, which means we'll be using a hard map, which in this case will be the Blossom Forest.
All right, I will be talking about all of the maps as we go into it, but I think we will go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. It is at this point that I remembered that I do actually have to play the video game at the start of playing the video game. Would you believe that I was working on this PowerPoint presentation approximately 5 minutes ago?
Yes, in fact, I would be more surprised if that wasn't the case.
Perfect. So before I begin my presentation, we have such a convoluted tech setup for this that I couldn't do like all of the appropriate transition things, but I need you to imagine this as
Yeah,
like
you can't be in presentation mode.
yeah,
right?
those like anti-bullying PSAs where they're holding a stack of cards, and sometimes there's those funny videos where they like drop the wrong cards every time, and those are so important to me. You understand the vibes of what's going on. Remembering how to do actual gameplay here real quick. Also, I was supposed to take that slide out. And we can all agree
No, that's fine.
That's
fine.
Says,
The house is doing the work that it needs to.
that we can all agree that says which, right? Chat, I know you won't let me down on this. This is Rusty's Retirement. Rusty's Retirement is an idle game by Mr. Morris Games, the same dev as Haiku the Robot, one of my favorite video games of all time. This was sort of a like side project of his that when he posted the original idea for like an idle game that just like casually exists on the bottom part of your screen, it blew up, went like astonishingly viral on social media, and wound up being like wildly more successful than Haiku, which I think is a shame, and you should play Haiku the Robot. But
You should. It is quite possibly your favorite speedrunner's favorite game, judging by how many people I know who really enjoy Haiku.
It's so good. We've gotten a lot of people into it, which is, I love it. But it's designed to be a productivity thing, and very genuinely, while the speedrun of this game is objectively silly, you can't disagree with like 11,000 people. I use it all the time because while we're hearing some lovely like sort of ASMR looping, it's a fun like fidget that you can have with no music, which because I do a lot of like music work, and so oftentimes I can't listen to music or even podcasts while I am working, but I can have little farming game, and I think that's beautiful.
That's so funny. I was just watching a Snapcube video earlier where Penny was mentioning, it's like, yeah, if I'd thought about it, if I'd realized that being a video and audio editor mean that I wouldn't get to listen to the music I enjoy like multiple hours out of my day, I might have picked a different career.
Right? So this is the only review of the game that matters. I have redacted certain phrases that may not be safe for broadcast.
Gabby
but
would never say that.
I think you know. I think you know what this text says. Oh, because we're on the Blossom Forest, leaks, let's go. Because we're on the Blossom Forest, that last line is, of course, he's just a little guy. But I think it's time to actually talk a little bit about what I'm doing here, maybe. What is 10 crops, no gear, no uproot manip?
The question on everyone's mind, truly.
Exactly. Oh, I didn't set the game to always on top. It's fine.
Hey, I want to do one more thing while you get this set up. I want to tell chat that if anything that happens during this run makes you laugh out loud, you have to donate $10 to Blue Path Service Dogs. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules. 10 crops, no gear, no uproot manip. So I have already unlocked about 4 crops because the game starts you with 3, and we're going to ultimately get all the way to cauliflower and the third vegetable in the second row. Each crop has a successive sort of unlock scheme of needing to plant and harvest other crops. Which we'll talk about a little bit more later on into the run. However, I do want to talk about the rules of the category. It's also worth noting that Jess and myself are the only runners of this game and category, and it should stay that way, because this is an abomination.
It is true.
Okay. Explain several reasons why.
I'm so glad you asked, T. So let's start with the no gear restriction on this. I have helpfully provided the YouTube thumbnail arrow so that we can indicate the gear without me actually having to click on it. Because the gear on our farmhouse, you can click the gear, you can spam click it a bunch, and it generates 1 gold for your farm every couple of clicks. Which sounds like a great way to either require an auto-clicker in a speedrun or give yourself an RSI. Neither of which are things that I am very interested in. And so we say, what if we didn't do that instead? I am confident there is some very hysterical speedrun of this, because of the 2 different sort of economic systems in Rusty's retirement. Spare parts, which I'll probably just call gold for a while, and biofuel. 99% of what we're going to worry about in the 10 crop run is just gold. Like, biofuel is kind of nice to have a surplus of, mostly because biofuel can be exchanged for gold at a rate of 1 to 10. So it's kind of just basically more gold. But being able to set up an auto-clicker and just, like, have it running on the wheel constantly would make this run a lot faster. And that's not what the joy of retirement is all about. And similarly,
this one neat trick makes your speed run slower.
Exactly. We're here to have a good time, and a long time. It is also important to note that I've said this so many times, including on streams today, but 2025 is the year we take care of our hands, gamers. I'm looking at all of you. Promise me in the chat right now, you will take care of your hands.
Oh boy, as somebody whose fingers were literally hurting after finishing their SGDQ submissions, that's a great idea.
Ooh, I got a...
Unfortunately, all chat cares about right now is that RSI stands for Rusty's stress injury.
Correct.
I'm having such a bad time. How dare each and every one of you. Okay, great. We built our next crop patch, so we're gonna actually spam plant some leeks, which is good for me. Then Rusty's gonna go back to biofuel, and then from here, I think I want my next water bot, maybe?
I'd go with the water bot, yeah.
That sounds right. No, I want biofuel, then water, because this is 10 crops, not 7 crops, so we need to actually worry about biofuel. Rusty right now is between, Rusty has a priority order that you can choose what Rusty gives the most focus to. At the start of the game, Rusty needs to be on biofuel because all of your robots recharge periodically, and it takes 1 biofuel for them all to recharge. Thank you, by the way, for not donating to the Snowy Field map, or for defeating the Snowy Field map. because the challenge on that, instead of the space restriction, is all of your bots take double biofuel, and I've actually never completed a run of 10 crops on that in my life, and probably won't at this point, because I'm not doing it tonight. But so we need Rusty to get biofuel for us, and then we build a biofuel bot at a very early opportunity, because that way we can take Rusty off of biofuel forever, and he's basically an infinite range water bot. Our water bot is basically an infinite range water bot for our purposes, but we'll worry about that nerdy math stuff later in the run.
I want to be an infinite range water bot.
Right? The other half of this rule set is no uproot manip. And now uproot manip is actual tech, and the reason it's banned in this run is because it's of questionable value whether or not it's faster, and I just didn't want to deal with it. Again, this is a very serious speedrun for very serious people.
I can't believe you didn't set me up to ask you what's uproot.
Not much. What's uproot with you?
Wait,
Thank
can
you.
we just replay the slide, actually? We can do, that sounds like a good joke. Yeah.
So the other part of this rule set is no uproot manip.
Hey Quack, what's uproot?
Not much. What's uproot with you? The way
Oh, you know
out-
me, just playing my baby, my iPad baby content.
Exactly.
It's literally, I do have my iPad out in front of my monitor.
This is good. This is good. I hope I'm being an appropriate second and third screen for everyone before bedtime. Uproot manip. When the harvest bot goes to harvest a crop, you have to deal with the walking time of the harvest bot actually going to find the crop, which you can see that he's doing right now, and then walking it back. If, in the time it takes between a bot or Rusty having locked on to a crop and the moment they actually pick it up, we actually have this nightmare fuel shovel with eyes, a la No Sleep Squidward, that we'll be using a bunch later in the run, which you can use to dig up a crop with a bot on the way to it. And then you can plant another crop there, and the crop that you planted is the one that will be harvested. So you can use that to effectively cheat on planting time, because wheat takes about a minute to grow, but the crops scale up in length of time it takes to fully grow. So essentially, we think it's presumably faster, but there's like stuff that you'd have to work out if you wanted to actually do it. You could just plant nothing but wheat and then just constantly dig it up and replant what you actually want to get. And again, it's a very different run. If it is faster, which it probably is, it requires actual APM. And I'm not about that life. So instead, we just say, no gear, no uproot manip. We were originally going to potentially call the category no cog or uproot manip, but moving right along. 6 maps. There are 6 total maps in this game. We're gonna go through each of them right now, because we've got the time to do so. Open range is your absolutely default one. It is a pure open field on all sides. It's just straight vertical. Oh, also something that's worth noting is the farm has a progressive unlock system for thousands upon thousands of gold. I think it's 192,000 in total. You can fully unlock a thriving farm, at which point you unlock the next farm. So in preparation for this bid war that we added after the start of the marathon, I simply idled with some farm or another open on my computer while I was doing something for the entire length of Multithon. Do me a favor, no one check my Steam playtime of this game. I feel like even with the understanding that it's an idle game, it's maybe a little bit embarrassing. Do I need to keep planting?
No one
radishes?
checked that or your electricity bill.
Real. Okay, I didn't leave it up overnight. We care a
good.
little bit. We care a little bit about trees and stuff. It's a farming game.
Thank you. I appreciate your care.
Hey Pat, can
That's
you
really
tell me
sweet.
how to look up playtime for another player?
You know,
You
I'll
donate
get
and
checked.
tell me.
I mean, do we know what Quacksilver's Steam? We're not gonna dox Quacksilver and their Steam account on air. No.
It's so funny because I was gonna say I'll like drag my Steam over into this window just so that I can unfriend Jess on Steam if that stops him from looking it up. Like we could probably
You know
do
what else
that. That's fun.
You know what else we do care about here at Multithon, in
Yeah.
addition to being good to the environment and to our hands,
Please,
is raising money for animals. And we have one more way to do that before we reach the end of the marathon. We have a bid war for the background music during the Mansions of Madness playthrough. The default soundtrack for Mansions of Madness is repetitive to say the least. So what if we played some royalty-free, DMCA-free YouTube playlists? We've got as our options, if you go over and use exclamation point donate in the chat, we've got Creepy Train Ambiance. We've got Sathogwa. I think I got that right. We've got a playlist called Sleep Damage, open
Ooh.
parentheses, 11 plus hours, lo-fi dark ambient, close parentheses, open parentheses, not for sleep, close parentheses.
That one. That's the one
And-
you're donating to, chat.
Well, hold your horses. The final choice is also cursed. That one creepy track from Gulf It on a loop. So,
Shout outs
yeah.
to JPEG.
Exclamation point donate to choose what music will be playing behind JPEG, Gondor, Happy by 3, Blonde Kevon, and Quentin TM for the Mansions of Madness playthrough.
Incredible. I still
We
think I'm
also
team
have-
sleep damage for the record.
Understandable. Yeah, no. We have 2 donations that have gone towards that bid war since it's been open. We had $10 from Clinkit, our fantastic previous host and all-around chaos gremlin. She says, donating the owed matching amount and my last one of the event as I retire for the night. Less than 3. Love you, Multithon. And Rusty donating $2 and saying, my hands hurt. And those donations both went towards Creepy Train Ambiance.
Good. We'll take that. Where was I in explaining? I was unfriending Jess on Steam, but before that we were
Correct.
talking about maps. Hi. I'm so put together. Again, very different vibes from sometimes I've needed the caffeine in order to execute, but no one asked me how much Dr. Pepper I've had today. That would have been a great quiz question if I had actually finished the quiz. Anyway, the next map is the Flower Swamp. The Flower Swamp is basically just the same thing as the open range. However, there's water in it. Something important to note is that there's a well at the center of our map here, which the water bots, in addition to needing to recharge biofuel periodically, they also carry up to a certain capacity of water. In the full game, which you play for hours, or more accurately, you idle for hours, you can upgrade the carrying capacity of water of your water bots. Okay, we built the biofuel, so now Rusty can take a load off there. We probably want him on watering for a bit. But we won't be upgrading any of our bots because in order to upgrade our bots, you need to unlock one of these houses featuring all minor characters and the protagonist. They're all characters from Haiku the Robot. Rusty is also a character from Haiku the Robot. Play Haiku the Robot. But you need like 300 biofuel and 8,000 gold in order to unlock the ability to pay more to upgrade your bots. And we're not doing a capitalism in the middle of our retirement. How much wheat have I planted? Should I start planting carrots? I should maybe start planting carrots. The rivers in the Flower Swamp map they allow for your water bots to draw water from them wherever, and also your like ground-based bots can still walk over the rivers just fine. It's not like a movement hazard, so it's actually an easier map, except for the fact that you don't have as much building space. The Sandy Desert. I literally thought that was my game glitching out the first time that happened, Jess. How dare you? Jess, if you're laughing, your mic is peaking. I can't hear it.
I
think
am
I heard like
indeed,
an
actually.
intake of breath. Yeah.
Oh, I'm ruined. I can't show my face in this town anymore. Oh. I didn't even see the number. I just know to feel deep shame.
I'll paste my number next.
Oh no. Sandy Desert is Sandy Desert is one of the challenge maps. It's the third map you unlock typically. On the desert map, your crops will automatically dry out after a while. If you leave them unwatered or unharvested. A dried out crop is worth literally nothing. You have to just like fully dig it up and start over. And since so many of these crops have regrow cycles, literally every crop in the game other than wheat will replant itself a certain number of times. You can see the regrow cycle. For instance, carrots regrow a total of 4 times. You really have to micromanage your watering, or at least slightly more micromanage your watering on the desert maps in order to keep them from drying out and setting you back a considerable amount. Oh, I see how this is going.
What? I see we had some additional notes put into our presentation.
I can unmake you a collaborator on this.
Wait,
Yes.
no.
No, keep it coming. This is what I deserve. This is my penance for everything, for Multithon being so gracious enough as to accept this unhinged nightmare. This is Blossom Forest. It's the map I'm playing on. You'll notice that I have already built incorrectly, because I have not put my biofuel where it's supposed to be. It's good. I can actually check with that. So what I'm actually gonna do.
All right, someone in chat said the phrase PowerPoint PvP mode, and I love that. I love that for y'all.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna briefly detour Rusty to just move this real quick. It won't actually take very long, which I think is fine. But that way we can keep building what we want to build. So he'll move that real quick, and then we'll have him build another farm, or another plot of land, and that'll be great. I'm so glad I left this note to myself on specifically the map that you all donated in order to make happen. We're doing great. I don't have anything else to say about Blossom Forest. Desert Oasis is actually just desert plus flower swamp. You still have the drying out mechanic from the desert map, but you additionally have a little bit more accessibility from water. I think this initial layout of the flower cutting off the area around your biofuel generator is like extremely funny. It's nice and trolly. Alright, how am I doing on things? Oh, I can dig up radishes. I have been overplanting my radishes. So you are all... Let's go with leeks now.
We've also seen the suggestion in chat that competitive PowerPointing should make it into Multithon rivals. So
This is true.
if somebody's ready for that submission, yeah.
And the last map, which I alluded to a little bit earlier, was the Snowy Field. Snowy Field is open range in terms of actual map layout or lack thereof, but on the Snowy Field, all of your bots take extra biofuel to recharge. In my opinion, at least for the low numbers of crops, relatively speaking, there are 50 crops total in the game, which is, I could have said, but we don't have time to do that for presumably days and days and days uninterrupted. So instead, I think I'm just gonna throw some wheat down here, just while I'm yapping. I think this is the hardest map of the 6 for our speedrun purposes. And so I'm very glad to have not had to deal with that. That is the basic setup on the game. I'm so glad it only took us like 20 minutes and me being roasted within an inch of my life to get all of that out. T, you've been doing such a wonderful job of jumping in and scrapping with us and setting up some layups like uproot. But what's good with you? Do you have any messages or anything else you'd like to share from your viewer perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to the Multithon team, to the both of you for being so gracious as to have me here. Because jawing like this in the middle of a run, either cooperatively or competitively, it's something that I live for as a host. So this is a wonderful opportunity. As is Multithon, which is a wonderful opportunity to raise money for Blue Path service dogs, helped along by people like Hyperion Skies, who sent in $10 to Blue Path, saying, "Hey, how much Dr. Pepper have you had today, Quack?"
Don't ask
And that
questions you
went
don't want the
towards
answer to.
that went towards that one creepy track from Golf It on loop. Also, I'm on screen for some reason right now. The next episode of Out of the Box is Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on the Hotfix. But you should also absolutely watch Make Your Own Victory,
Who is
which is a
she?
fantastic show. Yeah, no, I hear the showrunner of that show is pretty amazing, runs a lot of cool games at extremely high levels of proficiency, and is occasionally extremely unhinged.
Very occasionally.
Sorry, no, I got that backwards. Is occasionally hinged.
That's
My
probably,
bad.
That's probably a fairer way to say it. Okay, I need water. I can probably go to converting more than one biofuel at a time here.
But yeah, I'm going to assume we successfully made Hyperion Skies laugh, and that's why that $10 donation came in. Look, this is an honor system thing, but I know some of you said you laughed in chat, and we only have that one $10 donation. Get those donations in chat. I'm not going to tell you nicely again.
I refuse to be funny ever again until someone donates.
There you go. We're just going to sit here and quietly watch the game until you get your donations in.
Anti-ASMR. And for
Correct.
all of you who laughed at that, that'll be $10 to Blue Path Service Dogs. Please and thank you.
Okay, so I'm bad at accents. What accent can I do really badly that is extremely unpleasing to the ear?
We will consider...
In the meantime, while I think about that, I'll tell you about Blue Path's mission and their vision. Blue Path provides autism service dogs, offering safety, companionship, and opportunities for independence. Their vision is to be the definitive leader in autism service dog provisioning, transforming the lives of individuals, families, and communities. Scientific studies confirm the transformative nature of the human-canine bond, and as a result, animal-assisted therapies have grown dramatically, especially for children with autism, for whom the comfort and companionship of a well-trained dog can serve as a catalyst for remarkable changes in sleeping, eating, and social behaviors. So that is what we're here raising money for. That is what your donations can help do for children in need, for families who are learning to live with and better serve children with autism. And that's somebody who has a partner. My partner is autistic. They didn't have a resource like this when I were younger. The people who we can better serve with stuff like service dogs from Blue Path is an absolutely wonderful opportunity, and I've been grateful to be a part of this anytime the organizers have had me.
It is truly a special cause. Segueing briefly back to the run, I think, Jess, I'm stealing your strats, not because I necessarily believe they're faster, ignoring that you have the highly competitive world record in the category, because they're so much easier to think about when I'm trying to focus all of my mental energy on posting. So congratulations, you have humiliated me again. We're planning to elaborate a little bit on the difference between that. Jess typically plants from the smallest timer up, and I tend to plant from the biggest timer down. But it's very easy to look at like unlock requirements like this and just be like, oh, I need 10 more wheat, and I can just like throw wheat down into empty spaces and not have to worry about it, and just like let the timers run while I'm doing other things. Oh no. Oh no, I can get back. I can get behind this. I can get behind this message. Exclamation point. Oh no, we full screened the PowerPoint, so it's not like the title of this PowerPoint presentation is exclamation point donate in the chat, nerds. But then we
Nice.
we actually had to resize it in order to make this happen. So crop requirements, also known as why leaks are the bane of my existence. Which for this, we are going to introduce arguably a fourth screen to the second screen, third screen thing that we've got going on.
What was that?
So this.
Don't worry about it.
So
Okay.
this is my Rusty's retirement spreadsheet. When I'm doing PB attempts, a thing that I definitely do, I usually have this up in front of me. This is the total required number of plants, as well as number of like individual plantings given regrow cycles that you need to do for each crop in the game. So, for instance, we need 110 leeks in total, which is why they're the bane of my existence, because it's the highest number of planting for like an actual timer. Radishes, you technically need a couple more plantings, but the leek timer is 3 minutes and the radish timer is 2 minutes, so it's like nightmarish, and usually winds up being one of the last things that we get done if I don't like hyper focus it. And so what I will do in PB attempts is I will literally like just keep a count of everything that I have going at a time, and like you can tell this column is in bold because the last time I had it I finished a run, and I'll bold when I am done. That is a needless amount of seriousness for this game and this one life that I have on planet Earth, but who doesn't love a good spreadsheet, you know?
Statistically, most people, but I appreciate the spirit in which the rhetorical question was put out there.
I think chat, sound off on this. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not the only person here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I am done with wheat. So I'm actually gonna just boom. We'll throw that away for right now. I think the people in the chat are majority pro spreadsheet, and I know if no one else has got me. It sounds like my commentator doesn't got me.
Are you accusing me of not liking spreadsheets?
No, I'm accusing you. I'm accusing
No,
you of
quite the
doxing my
opposite.
Steam time.
Oh, that too.
Oh, okay. Proceed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think I think we are majority pro spreadsheet by volume. So now we're just gonna drop some more radishes, let that happen. I should also maybe consider dropping some more celery so we can unlock that a little faster. So when that wheat comes up, we also build another harvest spot. Or no, I was doing storage. Haha. I'm so mad. We're gonna briefly focus on the game.
Oh, because your biofuel bot went down in charge, so you're
Yeah.
one short?
Okay, we're fine. I'm so glad we made it here before you had to go like be in charge of Multithon for a little bit. You may not know this, but our lovely commentator, who is definitely my friend and not my antagonist in this setup, is actually a bit of a mathematician. And when I first approached them with this game, and described it as an optimization problem, their eyes actually popped out of their head like a cartoon animal seeing a plot important thing. So Jess, would you like to tell the people about math?
Hell yeah! Give me that slide! Alright, so we've got things. The fun thing is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw like a very large arrow, I think, on the screen. What if I'm on this? I'm gonna draw real quick. Gonna draw an arrow and give it like a little arrowhead, maybe. I'm gonna make it like bright red, and I'm gonna make it like real big. All right, this is how I'm gonna point to things. So this is my
Perfect.
cursor now. All right. So as you can see, we have a lot of things that we were trying to do. We have Rusty, who is trying to do many things. We talked about how he's got a priority list. Ideally, we want him to be watering or harvesting, though. Therefore, we introduced these other bots. We have the water bots. We have this harvest bot. We have a biofuel bot. I know all these words. And this is all really important, but what's really important is this right here, this crop, right? All right, so let's talk about this. let's talk about this. All right, so this water bot needs to go to the crop and water it. It also needs to be able to go here to this watering hole in order to refill, and it also at times needs to go and recharge. The mission here of this water bot is that it needs to water everything that is on the screen. But also go here sometimes and also go here sometimes. And the harvest bot needs to go to the crop and then also to the storage unit to drop it off. And the biofuel bot needs to go from its charging dock to the storage and then also the biofuel thing. We can also build storage units. These are storage units. The harvest bot then can go to here or here, whichever one's closer. Closer, you say? Wow, what's this? The distance formula.
Chat, help me.
When we were showing this in the green room, the people that were like taking the setup, like actually reacted like vampires to garlic when they saw this on the screen.
See, the other joke I had in mind was with the arrows being drawn onto the screenshots. I was going to be, thank you for the Trenton insights, Jess Madden. But then the formula dropped, and now I can't make Madden jokes. They just don't seem appropriate to what's going on here anymore.
You know, that's fair. I've made my I've made this look more like a cursor. So the thing is that we have this distance formula that we want to now minimize, right? Because if the bot needs to go from its charging dock to the crops and to the water, then we need to figure out how can we do that quickly and efficiently. And also the way that the bot's AI works is the fact that when they finish whatever task that they are on, then they immediately go to the next closest. So for example, after this bot, I keep dropping my fake cursor and then gesturing with my real mouse, and you can't see that.
You're doing great.
I'm doing so good. So when this water bot finishes watering this crop, it will look around and find the next crop available that is the closest to it. So you end up in this really interesting system where after the bot, like sometimes, especially harvest bots, because once they finish going to the storage unit, then they look for the next nearest crop. And so you end up harvesting like these 4 spots a lot. And then like the crops that are here, because they're further and the bots want to go as little distance as possible, because remember, this is an idle game and we are in retirement. We do not want to go very far. We're trying to do the closest thing that we have. And so we have to kind of take into account the bots are trying to do the closest thing to they are. So we want to make sure that we introduce things such as like these additional storage units, or we could build like other wells so that the water can go places. But that's like all really important. But again, we need to consider some other factors here. So the bots have a set speed. And they also have a capacity. Again, we are not doing a capitalism, so we are not upgrading to introduce our person who's able to upgrade. So we only care about these first numbers. Our speed is 100 and our capacity is 16. A capacity of 16 means we can water 16 crops before we need to recharge, and that's when we need more biofuel. Is this what you wanted, Quack, by the way?
Exactly what
I hope
I
this
do.
is what you wanted.
I do also want to point out the different, like the visceral difference between 100 speed and like if you play this game casually and actually upgrade your bots at 260 speed, like your bots are just like actually zooming. It feels much more capitalism when you're at max speed, which is very silly. How am I doing on radishes? We can still.
So look, friends, you've explained a lot about how to optimize this game. There is one more thing we need to optimize for, however.
And what would
Which is
that be?
we need to optimize our donation strategy to make sure we unlock the Al Balatro AP at the end of the evening.
That's
We've got
true.
some
How
help.
are we doing there?
Yes. We have some friends out there in the chat who have donated to Blue Path Service Dogs to help get us on our way, all paying their laugh tax, I think, because these next 4 donations are all $10. Demonic Mermaid saying, no Dr. Pepper for 5 minutes, smiley face. Dr. Chillbrain sending in my laugh tax. I don't know what the golf it or its creepy track are, but it sounds funny, so I'm donating for it. Always a good strategy. Talia sending in $10. Gotta donate for spreadsheets. Gotta be one of my favorite genders.
Real.
Very
Oh, that's so true. All right, so
And
y'all are in the PowerPoint
one
now.
more.
Oh,
Threech sending in $10. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why ID equals the square root of the function open parentheses x2 minus x1 close parentheses squared plus open parentheses y2 minus y1 close parentheses squared on company time.
That sounds
Yup.
right to me,
Yeah,
actually.
no,
Yeah.
you got it. Oh wait, we've unlocked corn.
Words
Hang
to
on,
live
let me
by,
plant
truly.
some corn.
Quack, you need to play the game.
I do. I literally, I've been working on the PowerPoint like all day, and then we got to the green room, and I was like, wait, I actually have to do a speed run here too. Can you even imagine?
Look, chat, if that last donation isn't proof that I will read your comments exactly as written if you send them in, I don't know what is.
Oh, okay. I think we're good on.
Is that all the math you want? Yeah, I
mean-
think chat's done. I
Yeah,
think
I was
chat's
gonna say,
over the
if you want
math.
to get into like the higher level stuff on the traveling salesman problem, you're welcome to.
So the
but I'm-
traveling salesman problem is cut me off.
So, some dev stories for the game. I don't know. I think everyone.
Oh, I do have a server mute button. All right, next time you make that joke.
Perfect.
Anyways.
No, I do think it is fun to puzzle over. I am not a mathematician. I make silly on the internet and occasionally write like music and stuff, so I'm a certified dummy. However, I know the phrase the traveling salesman problem, and so I know enough to just sort of like look at it all moony-eyed and then let the actual smart people figure out the math. However, in the name of making funny on the internet, I have some dev stories about the history of this game because I had the opportunity to get a little acquainted with Mr. Morris, the solo dev of this game, because we love indie devs. Indie devs are cooler than all of us. This is just true. And when Mr. Morris was releasing the final patch for Haiku the Robot, spent a lot of time getting in touch with the speedrunning community, asking what QOL we would need, having us playtest sort of updates and ideas and stuff. Mr. Morris put a memorial to a runner of Haiku, Shai, who unexpectedly passed away, into the final patch of the game. There's a secret hidden statue that you can only access in that game if you make it to that area in faster than Shai's speedrun leaderboard time, which is absurdly touching. But for our purposes, we are going to get a little bit sillier with it. I need more. I need one more radish. No, I need 0 more radishes. I need one more radish. How do I have an odd number of radishes? That can't be correct. Are you a radish? You are a radish. I need 0 more radishes.
Yeah, so all these crops do have like different grow timers and also are able to regrow. So Quack pulled up the numbers earlier. But you can use also that little magnifying tool, which is also my favorite thing because I used that when I was like, let me try to do a run, and Quack was like, oh, that's what that tool does?
I can't stress enough how dumb and bad at video games I am. So, in January of 2024, 3 months before the game came out in April, I got the following DM from Mr. Morris, which I think is so extremely cool. The early versions of this game had some truly hysterically funny bugs, where, for instance, the bot AI was technically global, even though the bots actually, what am I trying to say? The crop detection AI was full map, even though the bot's movement was restricted to where it was in the range. So you'd get these hilarious scenarios where, like, imagine there is a crop tile in the bottom left corner of my available map here. You would have, like, a water bot just, like, hovering around the edge of the range here, because it wanted to water the crop one tile outside of its actual range, and would just, like, sit there for minutes on end, being like, why can't I water this bot, actually?
Me, whenever I see a cat inside a neighbor's window.
Exactly.
I get it.
True.
Exactly that. There's a character, my favorite character, everyone's favorite character. Ooh, actually, do I have it? I have it right here. Let's go. There's a character, his name is Splunk. Splunk is the best character in Haiku the Robot, that has ever existed, because Splunk is just brave little toaster. And it's perfect, actually. But Splunk wanders around your, farm and will auto plant for you. So basically, if you get all the way up to the absurd gold and biofuel requirements to get Splunk, you can actually just leave the game idling if you wanted to, and you wouldn't have to worry about it at all. I think we're gonna, because cabbages I'm done with, I think. And here's another fun dev story. It's not actually a dev story. But my partner, Soctopus, is not a gamer. However, even the non-gamers love Splunk. I have no idea how well that's showing up on camera. But he's sippy. He's sippy the juice box. I'm waiting on the delay to see if this works.
Oh yeah.
Chat, you have to tell us if you see Splunk.
You have to tell me. But Splunk is the best character in this or any other video game, and if you disagree, you can put it in the donation comments to Blue Path Service Dogs. But the actual flex of it all, we see Splunk, let's go. The actual flex of it all, which I've been slow rolling, is that I am actually in the credits of this game as one of 2 playtesters, which is, I didn't ask for that, but Mr. Morris just reached out and was like, hey, can I put you in my credits? And I was like, yes, please. I have loved you since the moment I knew that your favorite drink was Dr. Pepper, and it wasn't even close. Because Mr. Morris is a gentleman and a scholar, and knows what beverages are good. And also, just a couple weeks ago, Mr. Morris announced in the Haiku and Rusty's Discord, that his kid was born. Everyone, yeah.
Hey.
He's been working on this game and its updates while actively, being a dad, and I think that is so cool. Everyone wish Mr. Morris a very good fatherhood. Do it now. Because Mr. Morris is amazing and deserves wonderful things, because he makes good video games, and then I come in and ruin them, I guess. I guess that's the vibe.
All right, well, we've also got some vibe ruining going on in the chat from somebody who asks, is Rusty's retirement sponsored by the Dr. Pepper Snapple group?
Not yet, but here's the thing. Dr. Pepper, call me.
Well, and I hate to tell you, but the Dr. Pepper Snapple group is no more. Since 2018, it's a business unit inside of Keurig Dr. Pepper? Isn't that how that acquisition happened?
Don't know anymore. I don't keep
Dr.
up
Pepper
with
is
that.
technically a Keurig brand.
Fascinating.
Sure.
So
Keurig.
I guess what I'm driving towards is Dr. Pepper K-Cups when?
Wait. Hold on. Important.
Do not let me cook, chat. Do not.
Important update, actually.
I love that you said that, and I just need you to know that BD, at the same time that you said Dr. Pepper K-Pods win, in chat BD also said that.
Nice.
That's
We also have a
good.
couple people who said things by sending in donations to Multithon.
Oh, please.
Demonic Mermaid with an additional $10 donation. The comment just says square root of the function, open parentheses, x1 minus x2, close parentheses, squared, plus open parentheses, y1 minus y2, close parentheses, squared.
Yeah, no,
And
that's cool.
Hop sent in $50 saying, I have laughed at least 5 times this segment, so this should cover it. Chat, I've heard that Make Your Own Victory is a cool GDQ Hotfix show that you should watch. I
Very
can
kind.
confirm. And I can also confirm that both of those donations went to that one creepy track from Golf It on loop.
Let's go.
So that puts it at wait, let me reload real quick. $110 versus $12 for creepy train ambiance and no dollars yet for the other options.
Good.
And that also puts us puts us just over $250 away from our all Balatro bonus run as the final run of the evening.
Let's get. You're gonna want to. It's all Balatro Archipelago. It's like, I mean, obviously, it's not the stupidest run of the night because there's only one stupidest run of the night, and I would never wish that upon anyone other than myself. But like, four-player Balatro Archipelago is just objectively hysterical, and you want to see that.
And also genuinely a celebration of the idea that it's better when we work together.
This is true. Multithon believes that we are better and faster together. Please tell me I remembered the wording of that blurb. It's been days of Rusty's retirement-induced haze since I looked at those.
Thank you, Jess.
No, none of you. No, I'm leaving. None of you. All of you, stop.
No,
Good.
you can't leave. You have a run to do.
It'll do itself. Unfortunately, at this point in the PowerPoint, this being the interlude on screen means that I have made a tactical error. And I am out of intelligent content, or what has passed for intelligent content so far. At this point in the PowerPoint. So fortunately, cool. I have prepared a backup plan for this occurrence, just in case we couldn't drag out the explanation of the idle game for over an hour. I haven't done today's Puzzmo, and chat and Jess and T, I'm gonna need your help.
Sorry, it's just your background. Your background did show for a moment.
The DeVito.
Wait, it did?
Okay, so
yeah, you're like you alt tabbed, I think. And
so I have remembered now that Puzzmo is the Zach Gage thing. I was originally thinking Puzzmo as in Pushmo and Crashmo, those DS and 3DS games, and I was like, oh yeah, I freaking love those games. But this is good too.
So
look, we're gonna do a crossword.
We're gonna do crossword. If we still need to stall before the end, I have other things I can pull up. Don't worry about it. Oh, actually, before we do Puzzmo, there was a thing that I wanted to talk about, and I also need to show off how many darn windows I have open. Before the run, we were talking. Wait, let me actually play the video game real quick. What do I need to plant? Before the run started, oh, I'm only at 45 leaks. Chat, we're in a little bit of trouble. Again, it's the leaks. They're the bane of my existence. Before the run started talking, we were talking about all sorts of the cursed things that I could possibly drag over onto the screen, because as we saw from being offered a nice egg in this trying time, you should not allow your runners to capture their whole desktop at a speedrunning marathon. But chat, quick show of hands. How many of you know what the lick is?
Yep, my hand's up.
Good.
I don't. Can you tell me what the lick is?
This is so weird. So I'm so glad you asked. We have this finale window over here. Don't worry about what's on the screen right now. I was just messing around a little bit earlier. Are we lick posting? So I didn't want to drag over like a YouTube thing because I didn't want to get like DMCA'd or anything.
Okay, good. My whistle came through on stream. I just listened back to it, so we're good. They heard the lick.
Yeah, well, I figured I could play it. Oh no, this audio might not capture. It's fine. We're gonna see if it does. I can probably... No, wait, hang on. We can do this. I can just add an audio source right now, right? No, because I'd have to go over to my... Never mind. I'm not going to mess with the Multithon
Export as
backend.
MP3. Come on, we can do this.
Thank you. Thank you to the Multithon tech team. You're very good. I'm going to write out the lick, and then, yeah, T will have you sing it for people. So the lick is like a jazz figure that a ton of, like, improvisers, all psychically attuned to, like, playing... in solos and just things together, and it became like a meme. They're great YouTube videos that you can look up of the lick just being played in so many different contexts. But that's what the lick looks like. I do own the Adam Neely t-shirt, that is just the lick, and I do get a lot of questions about it that are answered by the t-shirt. To everyone calling me out for having Finale accessible, I need you to understand that Musical Theater has it so bad. I have swapped over to Dorico. I do own Dorico, I promise. Please continue to respect me, but I will have you know that, like, mainstream musical productions were using Finale for everything until more recently than is conscionable, so I still have this stupid workflow.
Look, this isn't the first time I've seen Finale this week. You're good. I was literally working on the computer for the director of a local Catholic church's choir.
Yeah, there
I
you
was
go.
in helping him get Finale reinstalled after getting him a new computer.
I had a
He also
friend...
teaches at Brandeis.
Yeah,
so.
there you go. There you go. I had a friend in undergrad who was a musical theater CS double who actually did like an internship at Make Music and saw the Finale code base. Let me tell you, apparently
as bad as it sounds.
It's bad as it sounds. Apparently they are still running code from like the friggin' 80s. It's truly so beautiful. I can't really like dox this friend, and I know there's no way they're watching, but I hope they're doing well. It's so good. But yeah, this was the lick. This was lick posting. I'm glad I got it in before Jess. This is also, I believe, your 30-minute warning to set up the next run.
Correct.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm also helping run a marathon right now. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna disappear for a bit. When I come back, you should have the Puzzmo finished.
Right, we were doing the Puzzmo.
Yeah, you were doing Puzzmo.
We got a job to do here, Quack.
Yeah.
All right, Godspeed. Game. Oh yeah, and the speed run maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it would be nice if I had the speed run. TBH.
All right, bye, chat.
Everyone say bye to Jess.
Hi, Jess. What we also have is a $10 donation to Blue Path from BD with the comment, "For Finale, never forgotten." Now, when I read this first, I thought it said, "For Finale, never forgiven." And I was like, yeah, that seems about right. Given the sentiments of chat.
That's real. I understand. Like, look, I will always have a soft spot in my heart for Finale, and I will always have it in my fingers until I die at this point, and I can't even really apologize for that. But yeah, we're gonna do Puzzmo real quick. So I'm gonna try to read chat during this, but we're gonna see what's up. I hope this is at a decent enough, and I also have to remember to actually, like, complete the speedrun, because we can't go too far over here.
All right.
Oh, and I can dig up my corn. Wait, before we do Puzzmo things, where is my corn planted? Because we're good on corn. That's you, and you, and you. Probably shouldn't have free-handed that, and should have actually checked what that was. But it's fine. I need a ton more leeks and a ton more carrots. Okay. And then we'll just spam plant. Oh no, wait, I shouldn't have done that. I still need 40 corn. Jeez. Okay. Work area for forging, welding, and machining. Don't know that. Hands-on learning space for aspiring doctors. Sweet spread from fruits that fell in the backyard, for example. I'm assuming the last word is jam.
Yeah.
Verizon, Fios, or Xfinity for short. That's an ISP.
ISP?
Yeah. Center of a cherry is a pit. Tight-fitting garments in punk fashion. Interesting. Sudden feeling of hunger is a pang. Burrow in English is... Look away. Avert your eyes.
Yeah, we can't say that one.
We can't say that one. Marvel TV series named after an anti-hero with a skull insignia. That's the Punisher, right?
Yes.
It's not making sense to me. I don't get it. They're regularly taken to the curb. There. So this is trash.
Trash cans?
Could be cans or
cans.
bins. cans.
True. Could be either.
Give me one sec. Okay, this is cans. Able was I, ere I saw Elba, it's a
Here, yeah.
palindrome. I need to plant something. Here's lettuce. Here
Pollution
is,
targeted by the Clean Air Act. CFCs?
I think that would have
Chlorofluorocarbons?
wouldn't that have the, like, this is an initialism things if they were CFCs?
So it's either that or maybe smog.
Ooh, smog. Yeah. I am in. Smog. Long bench for hymn singers. Pew. So true. Topic for a courtroom drama. Suit, crime.
How many letters?
3.
I mean,
Law.
law. There's not a whole lot more.
Luna moth. This is pants. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess it's law. Single-stranded genetic molecule. Wait, this...
RNA?
Yeah, I was about to say.
His DNA is the double helix.
Yeah. Except RHTA is not a person's name.
Rhea Seahorn. RHEA.
Okay, so I don't get it as wrong. Oh, how could Cosmo do this to us? So true. Alright, when repeated Hawaiian fish with a golden hue, mahi mahi, grandson of Eve? One sec, I need to plant some carrots. Pack down tightly. I want to say, like, stamp, but that's not...
Yeah.
Had some makes me think 8, but I'm not sure. This is low main. Nickname for a walking encyclopedia.
Smarty Pants.
I love that this is the Broadway musical. It's perfect. We had finale earlier, and then we get Jekyll and Hyde. Shout outs to the Jekyll and Hyde musical. I was in the Jekyll and Hyde musical in high school. Gotta be one of the musicals of all time.
Football fans' cheer would probably be Olay.
Yes. And I can spell, too.
Jammies?
Pajama pants? Except once again, spelling is impossible. Sizzling breakfast food is bacon. Units of memory smaller than gigs. Megs. And that confirms jam. Couple squabble, that's a spat. Whole grain cereal brand.
Oh, so it's homemade jam.
Oh, true.
And then aspiring doctors is
skinny jeans. Anatomy lab? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Or alchemy lab, if it means a different kind of doctor.
8. Metal shop.
No.
Sure.
Yeah, it's got to be anatomy lab.
Insect. Par. Luna moth. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, because Enos is right. Tamp. 8. And low main.
This is still it. Let's go.
Very good.
Okay, how am I doing? Okay, we're in the final little bit here. How am I doing relative to estimate, though? We may go like a hair over at a certain point. So when we get to the end game, right? We have the ability to start like digging up our crops radically so that everything just focuses their attention on the remaining crops that exist. So it gets down to just like what is the timer of crops that you have. So like for instance, as soon as I have finished with leeks are probably coming up first, we'll be able to, I'm just gonna like build another water bot, I think, to really focus down this area. I don't think Rusty's doing quite enough yet. That may have been a bad call. We'll see. What we do is we start like overplanting everything and then digging it up as soon as it's actually done. Is that a corn? Wait, I replanted corn because I still need more corn. Yes. True. Cool. So,
Look, chat, while Quack
yeah,
is busy
please.
sowing to reap later, it is time to sow some donations so we can reap an extra Balatro run. We are just about $250 away from being able to name another dog. We've got the choice of which song our Mansions of Madness players will be listening to during that run. It is. If you are still laughing, if you've enjoyed everything you've watched this weekend, if you'd like the opportunity to help be part of the Multithon team that names another amazing puppy, get whatever donations you are able to in right now! !Donate in the chat.
Amazing. You are not gonna want to miss the ending of this marathon. This whole marathon has been just straight bangers the whole way through. Also, like, you can win some of the games from the marathon by donating.
Yes, absolutely correct. There are keys available for Ricky and Vicky. Hey, that's a pretty cool game. I've heard good things about it.
Hear.
UFO 50, Just Crow Things, Neva, and Beastie Ball, sponsored by Wishes Unlimited. They are proud to sponsor Multithon, an indie studio making Beastie Ball an open world sports RPG where your beasties' relationships power up with teamwork. Hey, that's kind of like Multithon. If you want to check out the highest rated creature collector on Steam, visit beastieballgame.com. Take that, Pal World.
Yeah, alright.
That last part wasn't in there. That was just my...
No, Take That Power World is good and correct. Look, BC Ball is another game that just simply took over my life. I am in my games that have taken over my life era. We have this, we had Rift of the Necro Dancer. BC Ball is of similar import and similar vintage, where it was just like the only thing I could breathe for like 2 months, and I'm just now starting to come out of like that particular fixation. Yeah, let's...
I've heard we're also at the point where all three of the starting Beasties routes are roughly time equivalent, so we could potentially be looking forward to some races of Beastie Ball in the near future.
I believe a 3-way starter race is in the works for SGDQ, which...
Heck yeah.
God, submissions for that close tomorrow. Oh, we're having such a good time. Cool. So the neat thing, another endgame thing, is despite having to unlock onion, there are no onions in the requirement to unlock cauliflower, so I don't ever have to worry about planting it, which is good. It's just like we gotta get this carrot requirement up. But it means that I can, like, start tearing things up as soon as they are finished, which is kind of neat. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna close out of the Puzzmo. I also do want to show off, just real quick, we've timed this out pretty okay, but I did want to also let people know, because we talked about this a little bit in the green room. Wait, why did that not... Great, so this is Pachincremental. It's an idle game where you set up and automate a pachinko machine. And we're gonna let this run for like a little bit while we have our cleanup here. What do I still need? I'm still planting carrots, I think. Just because people were threatening me in terms of suggesting that like I would never game in game while we did this, but we're gonna honor the iPad baby content fully.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Between Rusty's retirement, talking to you, Pachincremental, and the actual games I'm playing on my iPad, I might be getting a little overstimulated.
Yeah, no, exactly. this is like fun nightmares for simulation. It's a peaceful retirement. You can't...
Yeah, no, this is probably what I'll be doing in retirement.
This is
You're
a
not
peaceful
wrong.
retirement. It's exactly what I will be doing. If you've never played this game, this is also something that's fully capable of just like taking over your life. As soon as you get auto drop, it really does unlock. But actually what I have been doing is I have been carefully stalling until we were close enough to end game for one final thing. So we're gonna try and go for a little bit more here on Pachincremental. Do I still need carrots? I still need carrots. I really wanted to have like multiple screens up at once. Like we could drag Finale back on here and then like get a Subway Surfers video. But I feel like at a certain point it does become impossible for me to play. And like this is still nice. This is still leisurely.
Plus whatever your computer can handle, plus any potential copyright concerns over certain kinds of content. Yeah,
no, it's fine. It's fine. However,
chat commenting, this is going to ruin me if I open this video. Well, hey, a great alternative suggestion for you. Instead of opening the game, maybe you could make a donation to Multithon and Blue Path Service Dogs.
Yes, I also have a different proposal for how to use your attention in a moment.
Okay.
Remember when I said I forgot to include a quiz in this?
No, you said you would take out that that slide if you forgot to include a quiz.
So here's the thing. Gamers, gamers level with me. I did not know until I made this Kahoot quiz, like, I don't know, 10 minutes before the start of the run, that in order to have more than 10 people playing a Kahoot quiz at the same time, you have to pay Kahoot money. So, in a moment, I'm going to show a Kahoot code on the screen, and the bravest 10 of you are going to have to be representatives for the Multithon community at large.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Oh no, I didn't have a blank slide for this. Don't worry about this. We're doing it live. Alright, here we go. So 10 of you will have to get in here. It's a 10-question quiz. It's only stuff that I said during this run, and I promise, or stuff that was on screen during this run. Here. And you will still get the lovely Rusty's retirement ambiance because it's better than the Kahoot sounds. And I'm going to mute the Kahoot sounds for me. Alright, get in here, nerds. Oh, I gotta plant things too.
See, like, you may be at a point in your life where you didn't know how creating a Kahoot and like using the premium features, etc., how things have changed work. Look, I just turned 36. I have never used Kahoot. I'm only familiar with the Kahoot music because of like memes that incorporate it as a, hey, remember when you were in school and so.
Perfect. All right, I'm actually going to hold for just 1 second. Let a couple more people get in here if they want to. We can take 2 more. And
organizer happy by 3. Perfect.
Let's go. Because I'm about to actually finish with leaks so I can show off like tearing them all up. I know 2 of you are brave enough to hop in on this. Do I have any more leaks planted? Wait, where did all my leaks go? Oh no. That's almost done. Alright, this is gonna be a pretty fast finish at the end here, so you got about 15 seconds if you want to be our lucky last contestant. Alright, we are in, gamers. Good luck, have fun. If I screw something up in the, like, presentation of this Kahoot, it's because I've literally never used it before.
Heck
oh,
yeah.
It full screens? Why does it do that? Okay, hello.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. You remember when I said how long we had to go to get to the Belatra multi-world? Yeah, no, that's at 4750, not at 5,000. 5,000 is naming a dog. Getting the Belatra run added to the marathon is literally $3 away.
Oh, we can do that. First question, at Multithon, this is our calibration question. At Multithon, we believe we are better and faster together. True or false? If anyone gets
I'm
this
gonna need
wrong,
another second to think about it.
Happy is in this quiz.
It's true.
Who didn't answer? So help me. Reveal yourself.
Somebody's controller didn't work.
Somebody's controller broke. I also love that Happy did not get this. This is a call-out post. Love that Happy did not like win automatically. All right, going to the next question. Now they'll be real. When did Rusty's retirement come out? Was it January of 2024, April of 2024, June of 2024, or August of 2024? Alright, we got our onion. So I can dig up leaks. Okay.
I remember which one of these months was a couple of months before the game came out.
Yeah. Alright, we're still doing good. We're still doing good. We still got half the people on. I'm gonna focus for
Ooh, everybody
once.
who said January remembered the story about getting the beta code and not the actual release of the game.
Yep.
Good memory, though.
Yeah. Okay, now we're just overplanting corn. We're gonna overplant corn here. We're gonna overplant lettuce here, and we're gonna move on to the next question. Lori in the lead. Let's go. Shoutouts to Archipelago Velatro. $3 to go for that. Here is our next question. Which map, in my opinion, provides the most challenge for 7 and 10 crop speedruns? Is it Sandy Desert, Flower
I know.
Swamp, Snowy Field, or Blossom Forest? I can also dig up carrots. I don't need it. All right, we're still doing pretty good. Sandy Desert is hard, but it's not as hard as Snowy Field because
It's not the one that she's never finished a run on.
It's true. Okay, and now... Oh, I wildly overplanted carrots.
Yeah, see, this is why I sat out of this quiz, because I've been here.
I've been here the whole time.
Being the conversationalist, yeah.
Right,
If I hadn't been paying attention, you should never let me host for this or anything ever again.
Alright, now we just spam plant. Let's check in. Marcy.
Yo,
Marcy
nice work,
sniping the
Marcy.
lead. Let's go. Next question. What is the name of our lovely host's hotfix show? Is it Creature Corner, Make Your Own Victory, Out of the Box, or Random Number Generation? I bet you know this one too, T.
I don't know. I think I might be the host of Random Number Generation. I do like games with RNG element.
They are pretty good, it's true. Alright, reveal yourselves. Who gets to make your own victory? I want to see you after class.
Host, runner, same difference. We knew that's what was going to I knew that's what was going to happen. Because I genuinely read for a second, or like when I saw a hotfix show, I'm like, oh, this is going to be about Quack show. No, it was about my show, because that was what was on the actual screen. It's very much like you described. You laid out all the rules.
I know. I've been working on this PowerPoint for minutes, maybe even hours. Alright, Marcy holding on to the lead. Here is our... Wait, let me check my crops. Okay, here is our next question. How many leaks total
Speaking of,
are required for 10 crop? Is it 40, 60, 70, or 110?
That's so many leaks.
Hi, Jess. Welcome back.
Sure.
Hi, I'm back.
it's like how we're leaking that there could be a Beastie Ball race at SGDQ.
Yo.
Wow, we got a lot of
This
people
one was
with that.
divisive.
This one was divisive. It is 110 leaks. They're the most necessary crop in the speed run.
Sorry, I'm laughing at something else, which is a $2.84 donation from Professor Birch saying D all of the above, which puts us at $4,749.99.
Hey, chat, you want to do me a quick
How
favor?
dare you?
Did someone want to, like, just tap that over the edge real quick?
Yeah, minimum donation is $1, so
Someone
You want to
that
just
will-
tap it in?
just, like, tap
Yep.
it in.
Mhm. Just like how everyone's putting their their donations towards the creepy track from Golf It, where people tap it into the hole.
Jess, you are doing the most. I appreciate it. We're gonna move on to our next question after we check the score. All right, Hoppin' Happy sneaking on in here. We got multiple people above 2K points.
go.
I don't know how the scoring works in Kahoot. I assume it's like timing based in some respects.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
sooner you, I could tell by how the first question went. The sooner you answer, the more points you get.
All right, moving right along. Here
Very
is
much
your
you
next
don't know
question.
Jack style.
How much speed does a max upgraded water bot have? Is it 100, 170, 210, or 260?
I left my cursor on that during the math segment.
All right, more people. I thought this was
Okay,
going to
good.
be
My
one
guess
that
was
got
right
people.
here.
Yeah, because
This was the first one I didn't actually remember off the top of my head.
We did spend a lot of time. Why is there still a carrot in the ground? I'm a terrible speedrunner of this game, of this highly competitive speedrunning category. Oh no. Yeah, no, it's 100 and then upgrades by 40 each time. We are also, for production, gonna go just like a hair overestimate, I think. But it's okay, because it means we can finish this quiz.
True.
Hey, R30, just bump up the estimate a little bit.
Do it for me. R30, will you bump up the estimate for me?
Yeah, the new estimate is now square root of the function of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared.
Marcy's still hanging on to the lead, although we have some gainers here. Next question. Question 7. What color heart does Mr. Morris use in Discord reactions and messages?
Thank you for matching those by color, because otherwise I would have screamed.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
no, that was the last thing I did before locking the quiz in, because I realized, like, originally one of the answers was purple, and I was like, wait a second. Yeah, Mr. Morris, obviously, the whole haiku color scheme is in yellows and oranges. It's beautiful. Wild.
We got a lot of people with good visual memory here.
Yeah, I'd say wild that this was the most remembered question.
Well, and everybody remembers the picture with the baby right afterwards. So
this is fair. You don't forget celebrating fatherhood, I guess. I don't know. We'll pretend that was more profound than it was. Marcy, all right. We crossed 3K. Let's go. We got 3 more questions remaining. I think that's how math works. I'm not the mathematician here.
yes, the numbers that come after 7 are 8, 9,
9,
and 10.
and 10. Great, good. Next question. Who edited today's Puzzmo? Was it Canterlope, McGrids, Brooke, or Corvame?
Well, while everybody thinks on that, I'd like to let you know that Leftover Lizard donated $1.70 with no comment, which does add Oops Al Velatro to the marathon.
Let's go. Thank you so much, everyone who donated to make that happen. And we all whiffed on that. The crossword was clued by McGrids, but it was edited by Canterlope.
Yep. And that's a lizard, Lyzard.
Oh, lizard.
No one moves on. All right, 2 questions remaining.
No one moves on. Are you just stopping?
You have all been eliminated.
Sorry.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
You are the weakest links. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Your penultimate question. Should you speedrun Rusty's retirement? No, hell no, absolutely not, or under no circumstances.
All I know is my gut says maybe.
They are in fact all correct. Please do not
good.
try this at home. This is what is referred to in the business as a mistake. I do appreciate, however, most people being like, I think I can tease out the chain of logic here. Oh, this is a quiz that Quacksilver wrote. Therefore, logically, the answer with the most words in it is
Right,
probably
Quack is well spoken. I should
most
pick the one that
correct
sounds smart.
No, that's very kind of you, but I was taking it tonally slightly differently.
Fair.
We'll just tear up all the corn in a second.
And hey, as we come to the final question, we
Yes.
also have the final milestone for Multithon 2025. At $5,000, we get to name a real-life service dog. The community gets the chance to name a puppy that will be trained to become a service dog in the future to join the likes of Thunder and Lightning. There's also maybe a bonus incentive for Latro, but we got to adopt the dog first.
We do have to adopt dog first, and I'm so glad I could not have asked for a better tee-up because I have opinions, chat. I don't know if
Let's
you know
do
this.
I do need to interrupt real quick just to say that as soon as you said about the thing, everyone in chat, Quack 10 words when one suffices, Silver, under no circumstances is really just Quack style, and under no circumstances is just such a Quack phrase. We also have Hop from the Multithon chat that says 100,000% why I answered that.
To be loved is to be known. You are all wonderful. Anyway, it's time for me to make some enemies with our final question.
Let's do it.
What should
Dr.
we
Pepper.
name the dog when we raise $5,000 for Blue Path?
Actually, no, I'm going to stay with Dr. Pepper.
Is it cat, beans, fish, or secret third thing?
Okay, well, I know who several of these answers are from because I was paying attention to the Discord chat. Hey, you should join the Multithon Discord if you're not already in there. Didn't you say these were all on screen? This is from the Discord.
This is from my opinion, and you're all wrong. Whoever answered Cat, you're my hero. Cat the dog would be so funny, and I think
I'm looking forward to seeing who rockets ahead of everyone else.
This is the most important question. I'm so glad one person got it. I do appreciate, though, all of the love for secret third thing. That is acceptable. It's not correct, but it is. Oh, I can tear up corn. Wait, one sec. T, you want to talk more about the Multithon Discord while I tear up all my corn?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a great place to hang out, to get to know people who are involved in marathons, especially the amazing organizers behind Multithon, the likes of JPEG, Happy by 3, people in this very call, perhaps. Valiant Sun,
No.
Professor Birch, Genesis R30, Marcy, Baron, kind of lead good ideas advisor, I think is Baron's unofficial job title at this point. But
we are super coming up on time. I didn't realize how close we had gotten.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
GG,
Very good.
Marcy. Yeah, so I just need 2 more celery, so I'm going to get rid of all of my clearly lettuce.
Do you have celery down?
I have some celery down. I messed up in its planting. We'll see what happens.
I'm always down for celery.
No, I have enough celery. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, because there's 1 and there's 2. And we're confirming I only need 2, because I would never lose count of how many celery I have planted, for instance, potentially in an SGDQ submission.
Absolutely not.
It would never happen. Speaking of that, thank you so much for letting me run this absolutely ridiculous category of this ridiculous game with this ridiculous additional content for you all. While we sit and chill for the last 2 celery to finish growing here. Oh, you need 3 watering, you need 2. We should still be underestimate. What's your growth cycle? Yeah, we're fine.
I gave you an extra 8 minutes when I updated production,
we're
so
chilling.
What do you mean? The estimate was always 1 hour
Yes,
30
it was
seconds.
always
my bad.
1 hour and 30. Please support Mr. Morris. Rusty's retirement is like $3 or something ridiculous, and it is actually a very good idle game and very good like productivity game. I swear by it. This speedrun is a mistake, but like the game is very good. You should check out Haiku the Robot. Thank you to Multithon for letting this tomfoolery happen. Multithon is one of my favorite places to post on the internet because of the sheer amount of things that Multithon collectively comes together and says, yeah, we can absolutely do that. And thank you to Jess for being on the mic with me when you weren't busy producing. And thank you so much to T for getting in the mix and yapping with me on the host mic.
yeah, thank you for having me. And what I can say for runs like this, and what really brings joy in them, not just because they fit the multi-thon ethos, so much of this was a collaborative effort to make the content happen and the chat for mixing it up. But, you know, I think we've gotten to a point where the kind of standard bread and butter speed runs, like, still cool, but people who've been in the space for any length of time, especially if you like grew up watching speed runs, just want something more out of things. So being able to showcase stuff like this, it's technically still a run. And yet it is also like you're watching a stream from your favorite streamer just happening, inside the bounds of a speed run also occurring is something really innovative and fun in the space.
Okay,
And
time is coming
couldn't
up.
have
It's as
asked
soon
for
as I click on cauliflower.
do it. Click the cauliflower.
Time.
GG's.
GG.
So finishing that sentence, could not
Yes.
have asked for anyone better than you to show off something this unique and ridiculous. So thank you, Quack.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me on the internet. Quacksilver Plays on Twitch, Quacksilver on Blue Sky, occasionally on the GDQ hotfix with Make Your Own Victory. Generally posting about and having a good time. That's it for me. Thank you so much for having me.
Before you go, Quacksilver, I don't know if I ever told you. During the last round of hotfix submissions, I actually also submitted exactly the same concept
Let's
as a
go.
pitch. It's such a good concept. I'm glad it is you being the one doing it.
I am so
Yeah.
grateful to be. Hey, thanks, Jess. I'm so grateful to be able to spread the silliness of. So I can put this on this show. I won't, and you shouldn't put it on yours either. But it can happen.
Very fair. And Jess, any shoutouts or anything that you'd like the people to know?
I just want to say, Quack, thanks so much for having me, and definitely submitting a very serious version of the speedrun to SGDQ Smile.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much to both of you again, to everyone who is part of that, including our Kahoot contestants. I didn't think that was a shout out I was going to be giving as part of this run, but sometimes life throws you a curve. So thank you so much for watching that. We are getting ready for our Mansions of Madness playthrough. So we will be right back with more Multithon for you in just